Hello, I'm Dr. Trevor Johnson, physician and geneticist.
And I'm Dr. Christine Lawrence, physician and biochemist.
Welcome to today's podcast.
Man, it's the second time we do that, and I'm still not used to talking like that.
Then you say you're the sociable and I the withdrawn?
'Cause you are.
Let me show you today how good I am at interacting with people.
With who? With me. I don't count. I know your oddities since you were wearing diapers.
Well, you were wearing diapers too. Anyway, no, not with you. Today we have a special guest.
Wait, why has anyone updated me on this?
'Cause it's my podcast, and you didn't ask.
Who is the guest?
Drum roll.
Yeah. Wait. Just a sec. Okay, almost. Yeah. Ongoing.
How long is this?
I don't know. It's on a loop, so forever, I guess.
Stop it. No, not now. Let me get ready, and when I give you the signal, stop it.
Okay.
Why did you stop it?
You give me the signal.
No, not this signal. The other.
Fine. Understood.
Again?
Again.
Third time's a charm, I guess. Welcome to Joseph Novak.
Man, he is as antisocial as you.
Of course he is. That's what made him an unmatched super genius.
I will never understand scientific men.
Is it working? I can't hear you guys.
Wait, I'll fix it. Now, can you hear us?
Oh, Lawrence, what a joy to hear your voice.
What about me?
I hadn't heard your voice yet.
Well, now you did.
Yes, of course. Also a pleasure, Johnson.
So, I think even the guest is more aware of this podcast than me, so can someone explain to me what the session is about today?
Yes, keep calm, dude. Today, we're gonna be talking about what has allowed our technology to evolve the way it is. Well, actually, a lot of things
Cut
can
to the
fit.
chase, Trevor. We've only got 15 minutes.
Wow, this is going to be a challenge for me.
Man, am I the only one who doesn't beat around the bush?
No, you aren't.
No. And who else then?
No, nobody. I'm just saying that you do go around the bush.
What? When?
Many times.
I have not asked how often, but when. Give me a concrete example.
The other day, for example, when you started talking about the bulbous
Come
nips.
on, that was different.
Was it?
Guys, can we go back to the topic?
Yes, sir. Joseph. Wait, can I call you Joseph? I usually call you that in private, so...
Of course, Johnson.
Fine. Well, as I was saying... Wait, what was I saying?
The point of this program.
Yeah, of course it makes sense.
So,
Yes, ceridium.
ceridium what?
Ceridium. Just ceridium.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lot to talk about ceridium.
Yeah, it's a topic in itself.
Indeed.
So, dear Joseph, what can you tell us about this magical strange thing that people still don't understand what the heck is?
Yes. Well, first of all, it's not magic. In other words, ceridium is just a metal alloy, just like steel or brass. Well, not quite. Ceridium is a natural alloy with very strange chemical properties. Its complex chemical structure and radioactive characteristics allow ceridium to be used as a powerful energy source as well as a conductor or protector.
Isn't it dangerous to be exposed to ceridium? I know it's not because I've been there on many times, but could you explain to us why?
Yes, of course. Johnson, your geneticist, explain why radiation can be dangerous to biological systems.
Well, there are obviously different damages that radiation can cause. The most famous are burns, like those caused by ultraviolet radiation from the sun, if we do not put on cream, or those that someone who went to Chernobyl could receive. However, there is another type of damage that is much more stealthy and equally dangerous. High-energy radiation can damage our genetic material, that is, DNA. Our cells have restoration systems, logically, but if these become saturated, we have serious problems. One of the main causes of cancer is radiation exposure.
Nevertheless, radiation is just one form of energy. Light, in fact, is radiation. But let's dig deeper. Everybody in the universe radiates, except for those that are at 0 kelvins, the famous absolute zero. According to Kirchhoff's law, the relationship between the emitting power of any body and the absorption coefficient of said body depends exclusively on its temperature. Excuse me, I'm going off topic.
Don't worry, we all do, even Christine.
You liar.
The radiation emitted by the ceridium is not ionizing. That is to say, since it does not interact chemically with our organism, it will not alter our structure.
So, once we know that ceridium is not directly harmful, I think the audience will have another logical question. Is its use harmful to the environment?
No.
Of course not.
Yes, I already know it, but they don't. Can you explain us why?
Yes.
Sure, no problem.
Well, to begin
One
with,
of the best
ceridium
known
is used
applications
in
of
matter
ceridium
transformation
is the
technology
ability to
that
convert
obviously
an atom of
allows
any
you
element
to
with
reconvert
an
any
atomic
type of
number
waste.
Guys,
less than...
it's better if you talk only one at a time.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
sorry.
my mistake.
And
Keep telling them, Johnson.
No, you're the guest.
Well, if you insist.
Yes, I insist.
As I said, thanks to its highly energetic properties, ceridium is a fundamental piece of matter transformation technology.
attention, dear public, Dr. Novak was the first engineer to design a machine capable of converting one element into another.
Indeed. He's the father of the matter transformation technology.
Well, you're very kind by using that nickname. You flatter me, but I had the support of many other scientists and colleagues, and of course the unconditional trust of Colonel Kreta, who directed the EAIC mission at that time.
Keep telling. And sorry for the interruption, I wanted to make clear your merit, which often goes unnoticed.
I appreciate it, Lawrence. Returning to the question, as you said, I was one of those responsibles, the leader in fact, of the design of the first matter transforming machine. Our objective was to convert a hydrogen atom into a helium atom, emulating the nuclear fusion process that occurs in the Sun, for which an enormous and unmaintainable amount of energy is required. However, using very specific mixes of ceridium with different metals, we were able to build a complex energy exchange system, the first serenoid thermodynamic system. Now, these systems are much less complex and much more effective because manaplentium, due to its properties, is much more efficient for a system like that than ceridium. In any case, with a lot of study and, a few months later, the information of serenoid thermodynamics provided by Loeth, we were able to build transformers capable of working with other elements. So far, there are only transformers that manufacture matter using atoms from hydrogen to lead. Elements with a higher atomic number than lead are, today, impossible to create, despite the fact that there are multiple investigations on the way, right now, that will soon make this information updated. Due to the needs of the John is Nice crew, the Loethian scientist ship's team adapted its organic matter transformation systems to our machines. By having them, we were able to create our own model. As you can imagine, the ability to transform matter allows any possible waste generated by any machinery whose mechanics is based on ceridium to be transformed by a chemical recycling system into water, nitrogen, oxygen, or any type of molecule abundant in our atmosphere. This allows our technology to stop polluting our planet and, at the same time, opens up a broad and exciting, but above all hopeful, new field of research related to the detoxification and sustainability of our ecosystem.
Wow, this sounds like a topic for a doctoral thesis.
Yes, it actually might be.
Novak students in the DWEs, write this down. You will appreciate it when you have to do your final degree project. Oh, and remember that I advised you to write it down. I accept cakes in my office. Except for the blueberry ones, I'm allergic. With the raspberry ones, there is no problem.
Man, I can't believe you're so shameless. At this rate, they're sending us both out onto the street.
At least we will have a cake.
You wish.
Hey, we have about 5 minutes left in the broadcast. Novak, can you list some other interesting applications of ceridium for us before we say goodbye?
Of course, we have already talked about its importance in matter transformers. So, look, for example, right now a very interesting application is beginning to be studied with a lot of power, in my opinion, of ceridium in radiation.
Of course, we have already talked about its importance on matter transformers. So, look, for example, a very interesting application is beginning to be studied. In my opinion, it is one of the most important investigations currently in the field. It is being studied how to improve radiotherapy technology with ceridium. Ceridium allows us to calculate with much more precision the amount of energy we emit, something that can reduce the error. In fact, ceridium is already used in the Geneva Particle Accelerator, CERN, which is after all a giant version of the LINEX used in radiotherapy. Cancer is still one of the main causes of death on our species, and ceridium can help with it.
Another application, although it is already somewhat more widespread, is in vehicle technology.
Another application may be in vehicle technology. Although they're not yet financially affordable for most people, aerocycles are now a reality. Surely more than one of you have seen Fulia Lightborn's aerocycle on television. Of course, all naval technology, let's understand by naval that of spaceships, not high-sea ships, bases many of its systems on ceridium, and soon it will begin to be applied on computers and circuit. I still don't know anyone who has opted for it, but surely we will soon find out that a new computer has come out with a very small and very expensive serinoid system incorporated. It is a material on the rise which possibly in the coming decades will be part of our daily lives, like plastic, for example, with its obvious differences in functionality.
Oh, by the way, let me ask you something. If I had known you were coming, I would have prepared the question better, but it is something that occurred to me the other day, and I would like to take the opportunity to ask you.
Go ahead, ask me.
We have managed to synthesize food with matter transformers, like the one we fed on in the John is nice during the war, but could we synthesize a living being? I mean, the food is dead. Could we synthesize something living that worked, like an active cell or something?
Wow, this is a very good question. Well, let's go in parts. Even though it looked like a hamburger and tasted like a hamburger, it wasn't exactly a hamburger, what you were eating when you ordered a hamburger. We have not yet managed to synthesize nucleic acids. In fact, Johnson, I want to tell you something later when we finish the broadcast. So, the dead cells that made up the bread or meat lacked genetic material. They only had all the molecules they should have to nourish us, arranged as they would be in a cell. The cellular structure can be replicated by an advanced transformer, but it will need a model, which may simply be a skin cell from your finger or from a plant, to understand what organelles the cell has.
Sure, it makes sense. By not being able to synthesize nucleic acids, that is, RNA and DNA, a cell cannot synthesize proteins and therefore cannot perform its biological functions.
And as the scientific panorama in this regard now stands, do you think you could estimate how long it would take to develop the technology to create life from simple hydrogen atoms?
If you're asking me how long it would take us to develop that technology, not much, about 5 years in the long term. But if you're asking me how long it's going to take, it's probably much longer. The ethical implications of an invention like this are very strong. We talk about creating life from nothing. This has very deep religious, philosophical, and scientific conflicts that personally I consider that our species is not yet prepared to face. We know what happened to other civilizations that tried it.
Well, wow. I wish we could talk about this topic because it directly touches my field, but we are out of time. We have to finish.
I knew it.
Shut up.
Thanks for listening, guys. We love you.
And thanks to Joseph Novak to be today with us.
The pleasure is mine.
Bye. See you next time.